Hello, Wildcat fans. I'm Paul Grua for WeberStateSports.com. Today we are joined by Joel Bolomboy, the 2016 Big Sky MVP and a player who wrapped up his incredible career at Weber State this year and with all kinds of accolades. Joel's about to head out of town, so before he leaves, we thought we could get one last interview with him. Joel, what a year it's been for you, huh?
It has. It's been a great journey, great 4 years at Weber State.
It really has, and we'd like to talk a little bit about that. Let's first start, though, with what just happened here not long ago. You played in the Reese's College All-Star Game with all the top seniors in the country at the Final Four. Pretty big deal just to be invited to it, and let alone you go out there and have another double-double.
Yeah, how about that?
What was that experience like?
It was a great experience, especially the practices are pretty intense. We did a lot of conditioning and just put in a basic offense, a lot of NBA spacing and type of scenarios, a lot of one-on-one, two-on-two, three-on-three situations. It was a good experience.
Yeah, I bet it was, and you played in front of a lot of people, in front of some NBA scouts, of course. You're coached by some NBA coaches were on the sidelines as well. So a great experience, I'm sure it was for you.
Yeah, it was a great experience, and we also got the opportunity to give back. We went over to one of the hospitals and helped out with a whole bunch of handicapped players and kids that were in wheelchairs, and they played basketball. So we got to do that.
Yeah, that's terrific. So now, where do you go from here? What's the next step between now and the NBA draft? Kind of what's your feeling out there that people are telling you, and what do you do from here?
So I've already found my agent. I ended up going with Mark Bartelstein. He's based out in Chicago. So I'll leave for Chicago this Sunday. As far as like contracts, I'll sign the contract with him Monday or Tuesday. And pretty much I'll just be training out there the whole time up until the combine, up until the draft. That'll be like my home. I'll come in and out from workouts, go back to Chicago, train, rest, whatever. Everything I'll be doing will be in Chicago from now.
Well, that's exciting, and fans will certainly be excited to follow you along. Does it seem surreal now that your Weber State's career is over? You go through high school, you go through college, and now you're going to be a professional basketball player. What does it feel like?
It's a crazy feeling, especially when this is one of my dreams. Dreaming and going through the process, two different things. I mean, you can dream and then actually going through it, it's just mind-blowing sometimes. And sometimes when I'm sitting alone, I just think like, wow, I'm really going through this.
Yeah, that's exciting. And of course, a whole lot more coming with NBA teams and so forth. It's a huge thing for Weber State to have. Obviously, we have an NBA All-Star, two-time All-Star in Damian Lillard, and now to think that you're going to be in those ranks as well. What does it say for the program here at Weber State to produce players like you?
It says a lot. The coaching staff and Coach Ray, they do a great job at recruiting the right kids and developing them within the span that they're here. They do a great job.
So now I want to back up about 4 years ago. When you came in, Coach Ray said you were like a colt, just a newborn colt that kind of wandered around and a little bit lost out there. What was it like? Take yourself back 4 years ago and tell us what you first thought of when you came in here.
It was rough, to be honest. I came here, I was 6'9", about 205. My weight wasn't where it is now, so I was like 30 pounds lighter. I was out of shape. I had to get used to the game speed, the shot clock. That was big for me. I had to get my footwork right, just develop as a player, my skill, my touch, my feel.
Your freshman year was an incredible year. Had some tough endings, but the Wildcats won 30 games that year. What do you remember from that year?
I remember a lot. Like you said, we set the school records in wins. Ended up losing in that CIT championship. I think it was a CIT.
Yeah.
But it was a good season overall. I still have great friends on that team till this day. I keep in touch with a lot of teammates.
Sure. Scott Bamforth, Frank Otis, among others on that team. The next year you go as a sophomore, win the Big Sky title, win the tournament, and go to the NCAA tournament, and you start kind of getting on the radar there a little bit. Defensive Player of the Year that year, and does anything stand out from that year for you?
I think me personally, I stayed up here the whole summer, like I have every summer, but just that summer was big for me. I had a year under my belt, so I knew kind of going into the following year what it would be like, what I need to work on, and just prepare my body and my conditioning, and just get ready for the next season.
Yeah, your junior year, was a tougher year from Weber State standards, losing record. What did you learn from that, and how did you grow during that season?
I think the biggest thing I learned that year is I had to become a better leader going into the next season, and just maintaining a clear head, especially when we were losing and going through our ups and downs and kind of struggling for a bit.
And then finally, your senior year, what a year it was. All-American honors, all-district honors, Big Sky MVP, defensive MVP. I could go on. You know, look back on this season. It was a terrific season, and what will you take from this year?
I'll just try to take the most out of it. End up going to the NCAA tournament twice, so that was big for me and big for the program, the coaches, the community, everybody. You know, it's been a long career. I've done a lot. I'm thankful for the teams I've been on. Each year's been different, but I've enjoyed it all, that's for sure.
You're obviously known for your rebounding. Career leader in the Big Sky in rebounding that you set this year, but Weber State record as well. What is it that makes you so unique and so special about rebounding?
I think just my physical abilities that I would gifted from God, and then just on top of that, my work ethic and my motor that I had to develop. You know, ability only takes you to a certain point, but after that, you got to have like the right mindset, and you just got to want to go get the job done.
And block. So you like blocking shots or rebounding better?
I would have to go with rebounding.
Okay.
I like rebounding better.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's the career leader in blocks and also in free throws attempted. I don't know if you knew that one. You took a lot of free throws.
I didn't know that, but yeah.
Third in makes and career leader in free throw attempts. Do you know how many dunks you had this season?
I do not.
You want to guess?
Just this season?
Just this year.
Like 109?
72.
Oh, 72,
yeah.
okay.
That's all right, but that was a lot of dunks. I think that's a school record in dunks as well. You know, if you were to meet a recruit or someone that was interested in coming to Weber State, what would you tell them that makes Weber State so special?
I'll just tell them that it's a great program, a great environment. When you come in here, individually you will get better. They have a great development plan for each player that they recruit. You're going to be on a great team. The coaches will hold you accountable and make sure you're doing the right thing. So if you come here, you know, everybody here is winners.
Sure.
So that's the main thing.
Absolutely. What have you learned from Coach Ray, and any Coach Ray stories or memories that you want to share?
I don't think I have too many stories, but one thing I learned from him is just he's always on you. He wants you to do the right things, and he always wants the best for you. So when you do have a bad day, he may get on you. That's just because he knows what you can do, and he tries to have you consistent as possible.
You know, last thing that we'll talk about, you suffered an injury late in this year that was, I'm sure, you know, very upsetting for Wildcat fans, we know, and I'm sure was for you. You missed a couple big games, the last couple home games. How did that affect you? You've had injuries before, you know. How did that affect you this year?
I think it affected me a lot, especially I've never been injured in the middle of the season or like somewhere in the season. So that was just big for me, kind of hurt me mentally. I was like, wow, am I really hurt? I got to sit out. And just going into the games that were coming up, it was just like us in Montana going back and forth. So I wanted to win. I wanted to finish first, and I knew that my teammates needed me, but at the same time I was hurt. So I just knew once I found out I didn't tear anything, I just knew I just needed to start my rehab and get back to the course.
Yeah.
It's quick.
And, you know, you had 26 double-doubles this year as well, a career or season record, school record in that as well. Last thing we'll ask you, do you have a message that you'd like to share with the Weber State fans and those that have supported you and love to watch you?
I just want to say thank you for all the support, all the love, and just all the commitment that you guys show us. Even when we lose, you guys are still there and have our backs, no matter what.
Well, Joel, I speak for all Wildcat fans in thanking you for the incredible memories we've had. It's been so fun to watch you, watch your progress the last 4 years. And now we get to watch you going forward in the NBA. And best of luck this summer. And I'm sure you'll always have a part of Weber State in you and keep in touch, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Joel Bolomboy, best of luck to him this summer as he prepares for the NBA draft, which is at the end of June. And thanks again for all the great memories at Weber State basketball. Thanks for watching us, and go Wildcats.